Broadcasting live from the EBSN online studios in Columbus, Ohio. It's Silver and Blue Nation, the voice of diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. Now, here are your hosts, Big Game James and Producer G.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice way to start with the throat clear.
You like, let me clear my throat. Coming in diabolical Terminator style.
Bionic.
You know what I mean?
We're actually starting on time today too.
Starting on time today.
Today's a little different.
Whole new little different. We're just switching it all the way up today. You feel me? You feeling me?
Yes. Thanks for everybody tuning in right now. Facebook Live, YouTube, Silver and Blue Nation. We're at the EBSN online studios. Follow that Facebook page as well.
All right.
Whatever Facebook page you're watching on, Phantom, Dallas Prospect, Law Nation. Make sure, Big Game James, make sure you jump over to the Silver and Blue Nation page because that's where we're going to be watching everybody's comments, giving shout-outs, and just talking with you guys about Cowboys, and also on YouTube on Law Nation and Silver and Blue Nation as well.
You know, we're just kicking it, you know.
So we should actually go ahead and start off with a few shout-outs before we start talking some Dallas Cowboys football.
Oh, hold on. Before you say that,
my
dog, Job Young, came at me with the Cool Mo D shades. Yes.
Oh, he's in the group?
Yes. Job,
okay,
what's up? I salute you on that one because I'm definitely coming with the Cool Mo D shades. I'm coming. Might as well just call me Cool Mo D. If anybody knows any rap, any old school, you better go check out Cool Mo D because that's how he came with the Wild Wild West.
Everybody tuning in, let us know how you can hear us. How's it look? Everything look and sound great. Let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from as we gather more people in here as we get ready to talk Cowboys.
I hit you up, KG.
Zachary Ryan's in there. James Thompson. Cowboys Mark back on Facebook. Glad to see you back. It's been a while for him.
Yeah, Cowboys Mark.
Floyd Perry is in there. Ron Smith, as always. Joe Lucia. Jop, you just mentioned him. Russell Harrison, Jawan James, everybody watching right now, give us a like and a share.
Share please.
In your groups, we appreciate it.
We're talking Cowboys football
as we get ready to get into some topics.
Yeah.
And what do you want to talk about first today?
Man, well, I mean, what's really popping? I mean, what's really been the big news? I mean, what's really going on right now is that little convention going down in Texas, Fort Worth. The little fantasy football convention. I guess that's what's popping right now. I told you Tyson was down there. We showed a couple of good videos. He had some good videos with interviews with Rico Gathers. I think he interviewed Jeff Heath, Byron Jones. He got with Bo Scarborough.
That's huge.
Good stuff, Tyson. Give big shout-outs to you for going out there and grinding, getting them good, funky interviews. We appreciate that. But, I think JoJo Replay, have you heard her? She has those JoJo rants. She was down there. She got to kick it. We're going to try to get her on the show, too. But they was down there kicking it. I think that's the big thing. Another, I guess, an issue Law posted on the page a couple hours ago. I just got to catch it where some fans were annoyed with Ezekiel Elliott because he showed up a couple hours late and people spent like 2,000-3,000 bands. You know what I'm saying? Spending bands to see him, and then he wouldn't even be able to autograph the stuff if it wasn't his stuff. So some people was getting kind of irritated and funky with Zeke because, he did that. So that's just something to, Zeke has always got the love. I love Zeke no matter what image. So that could maybe throw a little small, tiny little dent in there. You want to make sure you stay on point with that because the fans love you more than anything else and they support you. And once they turn on you, it's all bad.
Yeah, Eric Doxson, thanks for tuning in on Facebook Live. Giovanni Ramirez, Tony Mack, everybody who's tuning in. James Thompson, and a lot of people just joining.
What up, everybody?
Christopher Glover's in there. Thanks for watching again. So we'll go ahead and jump into some topics. And since you're talking about Zeke, I guess we'll transition right into more running back news.
Yeah.
Former Cowboy DeMarco Murray retired.
Right.
Where you think he ranks amongst Cowboy greats?
He's up there.
Obviously, Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett's going to be 1 and 2.
I mean, people get mad at me, but I like Tony Dorsett more than Emmitt Smith. I don't care if you don't like that. You don't got to like it. You can put Emmitt in your number one, but he's not my number one. Tony Dorsett is my number one because I watched Tony D. Emmitt Smith is my number 2. If I look at a number 3 running back, I could say DeMarco Murray could be in that right realm because of what he did. Number one, he did have the single-season rushing record over 1,800 yards. Emmitt Smith did 1,700 twice. Ezekiel Elliott did 1,600. DeMarco Murray did 1,800, and he was a beast with us, and he was a beast in that 2014 season. And I will honestly admit, G, I'm going to still say Zeke is better than DeMarco, but when I watched those highlights, I posted those highlights of the ultimate DeMarco Murray highlights. You right, that boy has some feet. Like, when I was watching him run, like, his feet, like, he was good, man. DeMarco was nasty for us. And people, I guess because he's been away from us for a little bit, we forget how good he was. But when we had DeMarco, we were all like, that was our back.
Yeah, I mean,
were we all like that?
When we lost him after the 2014 season, I knew 2015 was going to be bad. There was no question about it. I mean, he was that good. Like,
well, it was
just drop off 1,800 yards. You're not going to replace that production.
We didn't replace it.
He was a big reason.
He was a big reason.
14 happened the way it did.
But Tony Romo and Dez Bryant getting broke up was a huger reason, and you know that.
Yes, but it all started though when Murray left.
It did.
But Murray was a monster receiving, rushing. I don't know, man. He was all around good back, blocking. I was really sad when he retired. Too bad he didn't want to take a little less money. They could have kept that thing going for another couple years.
It made me mad.
Maybe Romo never would have got hurt. But you also showed something on your Facebook page, the Big Game James page, where you should go like and follow that too.
Please do.
If you just tuned in, where he was fumbled the ball against Green Bay that
you
possibly
like that.
cost us a chance to the Super Bowl. So.
We all seen that. I seen that on Twitter. I instantly seen that picture. I jumped on it real quick, posted on the page because I know everybody was heartbroken. That 2014 was like the perfect season. I remember watching that game, and I remember when he skirted through that hole, I was like, it's over. That's the first thing I said in my head. And when he skirted through that hole in that Green Bay game, when he skirted through that hole, first thing I said was, it's over. We're going. This is our year. We're not getting beat. We're going to smack down anybody. If we play Seattle again, we're going to whip their ass. This is our year. And then I seen the fumble, and I was like, oh, hell no. Now, then I showed the second frame on my Big Game James page where it had the safety. I think it was Clayton Ha-Ha Dix that was out there. I think it was Ha-Ha Dix.
Yeah.
I know he was a rookie, but his angle wasn't terrible. DeMarco Murray didn't have breakaway speed. Could he have caught him? I think he could have, but DeMarco Murray also had a nasty stiff arm.
He always gassed out.
He gassed out, but he did have a nasty stiff arm too, and he did run you over. So we don't know what could have happened. That was a huge just what if. Yep. That's just the thing that's always going to go back and play in Cowboys' minds, that the 2014 season just kind of felt like it was our season. Mm-hmm. It just felt like it was our season.
You mentioned Murray hitting the single-season rushing record. I think he also did that as a rookie, if I'm not mistaken, his first game against the Rams.
Yeah, he was
200 and some yards.
239.
Maybe it wasn't single, maybe for like a rookie, but either way, he came out right out the gates and was a monster.
He was monstering.
And I was really excited. That was the most excited I had been since Julius Jones' debut against the Seahawks. You remember that game?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the most excited I've been about a running back since that time.
That game when we played the Seahawks, because my friend is a super Seahawks fan, and he was with them before they was even good, and he was always running his mouth against us because he kind of bashed us a couple times.
They had Sean Alexander.
Yeah, I think the year before when Sean Lee got broke up with that hit with the receivers, Golden Tate, I think, smacked him, and we kind of didn't like that. He was running his mouth, and when we came in there and we got that W, but it was the way DeMarco Murray ran that last drive. I was just screaming.
You're talking about 14 again.
Yes, just the thrill I had in my body when he was making them cuts, and then when he ran through and Richard Sherman tackled him in the end zone, and he jumped up. You just knew that it was like, yeah. And when they replayed that blocking from the back end, how everybody laid every one of them Seattle Seahawks on their ass. We whooped their ass that day.
That felt nice. Look at him.
That felt great.
Look at that guy. He is huge. Look at him.
Freaking, that was a great day. That'll be a day never forgot in Dallas Cowboy history to me because of how we won. Seattle was like the dogs. We were coming in like the damn, is Dallas back? And that was the game to me. That was the game. That game right there to me.
Test.
No, that's the game right there that put us back in the talk since then. You've been talking about the Dallas Cowboys since that game, period.
Yeah, because Seattle at that time was considered like unbeatable, especially in Seattle. And if you remember, that also, too, was like the Romo to Terrence Williams sideline catch in that game as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's where he still got his pass. That's the only reason why people give him a little bit of pass, because he did the tippy-toe H-wag.
Before we move on to another topic, let's take some comments on this topic and thank some more people who's been tuning in with us. We've been kind of talking for a while.
I'm sorry.
And if you're watching on YouTube as well, we're going to get to your
Talking
comments
too
and
much.
shout-outs. Ron Smith in Salt Lake City. He's always tuned in every single week. Joe Lucia asked me to turn it up a little bit, which I did, so hopefully that helped a little bit, Joe.
Sorry.
That's why we asked, so we can get that feedback so we can make you guys happy.
Can I get shout-outs too?
And then, yeah, let's give some shout-outs, but let me get to one thing because it was something we started the show with.
Okay.
Cowboys Mart says he heard Zeke refusing autographs. Like, that's what the people were upset about. Job Young says it's okay to say no to an autograph. So, I mean, I could understand some frustrations, like especially if it's for a kid or something.
That's
Dino's
tough.
in there. He says what's going on.
What's up, everybody? Sorry I haven't gave everybody
Annette's
a shout-out.
in here. Appreciate you, Annette. Jawan Thompson talking about suspended players. We'll get to Randy Gregory here soon as well and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see what some of you guys maybe thought about the running back situation, where he ranked. For me, he's the third right now, but Zeke will after this season, Zeke will be third. But as of right now, because Zeke's only done 2 years, and like you said, Murray does have the single season record and a game record.
Yeah, Zeke's gonna have like a really dominant year this year to really pass Murray.
I think if he passes him in stats, that's it. Like if he gets him in yards and touchdowns, then that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni asked if we remember Marion Barber.
Yeah,
yes,
Barber was a beast, but
we like to call him. Well, I like to call him the original beast mode.
Well, he's the barbarian. But
Marion the barbarian.
No matter how much I love Marion Barber, he's not better than DeMarco Murray. He's not better than Ezekiel Elliott. He's not better than none of those running backs.
I put him like maybe fifth in Cowboy history, somewhere maybe sixth.
I mean,
maybe after Murray and Zeke.
Felix Jones, if he would have been healthy, was better than him.
Maybe talent-wise, but not. I don't know about that.
Marion Barber was a beast as far as that. Well, I think the only thing that hurt Marion Barber was his speed.
He got you yards when it counted, too.
His speed, because he could only run you like a 4.6.
He was just so physical, he wasn't going to last.
Right, and that's what happened.
But I love me some Marion Barber.
I did, too.
Like I said, he was
the barbarian.
Yeah, he did. He had that Marshawn Lynch running
when he got up,
Lynch.
When he got up, you just were hyped. Like, when he got up, it was... I can't explain the feeling when he got up after running over some people.
Job Young said Murray would fumble in big games. That's true. He did that more than once. That wasn't the first time he fumbled in a big situation. I think
somebody asked for some glory hole.
Ryan Dye's in there saying, hey, guys, what's up, Ryan? Every week. Glad that you're back in here every week with us.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
That's some how about them Cowboys.
As we get ready to start the season. We got what? Training camp starts next week. Oh. Sorry about that.
Them Cowboys. I said glory hole.
I'm sitting here in my thoughts. I don't want to lose my train of thought.
And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was
glory
hole days.
But
and
so
I've been here when it was.
Well, we got a week here before training camp begins, maybe 2 weeks at the most.
Yes.
And then we got preseason in 3-4 weeks, folks. Like it's here. It's here.
It is
We're
here.
about to see games in uniform.
Yes, and I'm trying to be down there August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
In Oxnard?
Oxnard. Well, I'm going to be in San Diego hollering at my dog. Juan, what's up, baby? You should be checking out the show, but I'll be down there in San Diego, me and my lady, going back to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Going back down there, and then Oxnard, I think, is like 2 hours away, because you'll be in San Diego, too, 14th through the 21st, right?
Yeah, I'm going to try and make it up. It's a 2-hour ride from there, yeah.
You will.
Joe said Barber wasn't as good as Murray, so agrees with you.
Nah, he wasn't.
Jawan James has his top 3 all time. Oh, that's interesting.
What did he say?
Jawan James says Emmitt Smith, Marion Barber second.
Hell no.
If this thing will let me see it here.
Come on, dog.
Zeke third.
Come on, dog.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
He ain't see Tony Dorsett. You must be a youngie. You must be a young one.
When I press on a comment, it doesn't let me see the post. It's just
what up,
showing
Diego?
me emojis. Oh, he said Zeke and Murray tied at 3. Dorsett not on my list because I never watched him play.
Exactly.
No disrespect.
That's what I was about to say. And
he said no disrespect.
And I respect that because if you haven't seen it, that's just like me saying Bob Lilly because people got on me for not having Bob Lilly as one of my top 10 all-time Cowboys. And I didn't watch Bob Lilly. So how can I put him in my top 10 number one Cowboy ever? And I never watched the dude. I watched highlights. I need to see the dude every day. I'm watching dudes, and I was watching them in the 70s. So I'm going to go from them 70s on. I didn't see Bob Lilly, so he's not going to be in my top 10. So I respect Juwan for saying that because if you didn't see Tony Dorsett, why would you put him in there? But from me telling you, Juwan, Tony Dorsett was better than all them dogs you seen.
Giovan Ramirez says, he really got mad when Dallas let go of Danny Whitehead. I think he's saying Danny Whitehead. Whitehead?
Is it Danny Whitehead or Danny White?
Was there another Whitehead?
I
don't think we ever had Danny Whitehead.
We had
maybe something about Danny Amendola.
Yeah, Danny Amendola.
But he was a receiver.
Yeah, we had him. We didn't have Whitehead.
Floyd clears it up, says Zeke got money stolen from him. That's why he wasn't signing anything at the NFL.
Okay.
Or at the convention that they're at right now, a lot of former players. Dave DeLeon says Murray was really only good for the one season.
No, I'm not going to say that. He had 1,000 yards a couple years. He had a little bit of injury, but Murray was a dog with us. If you're not going to sit there and say DeMarco Murray give his props while he was right there with us the whole time, then that's not right because DeMarco Murray was a dog when he played with us. He was our featured back. He was a damn good back when he played for us. He won us games. He broke out. He had 1,000 yards.
Every time he was on the field, he was a beast.
He
was
did
productive.
something. I mean, even when he played half the year.
I played fantasy football a lot. Every time
Murray
the
was a
man
dog
was on the
with
field, he was 100 yards almost average
DeMarco
total
Murray
yards
was a dog
and a
with
touchdown
us.
at least.
You
Every game he was on the field.
And he was a physical running back. He ran up the middle. He wasn't scared. He didn't have the breakaway, but he had those quick feet.
He
will run up the middle. He could catch out the backfield. Don't discredit. He could
he
block.
Was all around.
He could block. DeMarco Murray was a very good running back.
I've told you,
not better than Zeke.
Well, the one guy here who commented said Zeke and Murray tied for third, and I mentioned
I'm talking
that too.
about natural abilities, not better than Zeke, but all around right now, in the Cowboys sense, yes, he is.
Abilities may be close too. Like we just said, he can do it all. He was a bigger back. Murray was taller.
Zeke
and more
is
broad.
huge.
Murray's huge too. Look at them arms.
He's big, but yeah,
Murray was
a big dude.
He was ripped.
But Zeke is big, dog.
Murray was like Adrian Peterson size.
Zeke is big, dog.
No, he is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying. I was talking about in comparison. I said I think they're about even. But Zeke will pass him. But if we're looking at it right now, I think they're about even. Ryan Dye says Murray was a beast for us, but he got a big head thinking it was all him, and it wasn't. That's true.
I don't know about that. He's trying to get paid, man. How can we say that? Because if you didn't play in it, I'm not hating on you, Ryan.
They offered him a contract.
Okay, but what I'm saying is I'm not hating, but at the end of the day, these guys got to get paid. He's a running back. He's not going to lowball his value because he's trying to make everything great. He's still got to look at his value as a player. Now, he should have known when he was going to Philly it wasn't going to work because of that type of style, and they were just trying to poach him from us so they could kind of hate on us. But at the end of the day, these guys are running backs. You're not going to last long in the NFL. You're not going to play 10 years. Most of them guys don't do that. They got to get the money while they can. So fans got to have to see that. They have to.
I'm trying to keep up with all the comments. You guys are having them fly in, which we appreciate. But if we're a little bit behind where you commented, I'm just kind of scrolling back, looking through them individually. So just some more side comments after Ryan's comment there. Jawan James says he was at his job for the Cowboys, that game we were talking about where they beat Seattle. Everyone was stunned. Yeah. He said he was the man that day.
Yeah.
Cowboys Mart says he remembers the Barber play when he lost 10 yards, didn't get tackled, and gained yards. He's talking about against New England.
New England game, yep.
I
mean, how many games have we seen him treacherying up the middle, just rolling and then when he getting up, just stomping in his arms and legs, and we screaming.
I loved him.
And he had the Predator hair. I mean, that's what he made me feel like the Predator. When he had the hair like that coming out the daggone helmet, I felt like he was like the Predator.
Yep. Michael Sellers, Longview, Texas, loves the show. Appreciate you, Michael. Thanks
Appreciate
for tuning
you.
in. James Thompson says, how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? You didn't get the full glory hole. You gave a little bit of the glory hole. I didn't hear that full glory hole.
I'll get to it right here in a sec. But everybody seems to be back and forth on this autograph issue with the at the the fantasy football convention. Jay says he is refusing autographs because it was NFL merchandise, not Zeke's.
That's what they were saying.
So I'm hearing a bunch of different things, but let's get some Glory Hole in here.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was Glory Hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some Glory Hole.
I just want you all to know that it's difficult to talk through the show and pay attention to my audio. So
you know,
a lot of stuff going on.
You're going to tell it all.
I'm trying to multitask.
She's going to tell it all.
And it can be complicated. So there you go, Jop. There's your Glory Hole. Should we move on topics, or should we keep talking about running backs? I mean, a lot of people still kind of talking about Joe Lucius says he thinks it's Emmett, then Dorsett, then Zeke, but eventually Zeke will be at least second.
But why?
Can you agree with that? Will he move into second?
Yeah, he over Dorsett.
Maybe over Dorsett?
No.
Or no, because you said Dorsett.
Dorsett's number one for me. I mean,
no one will ever put Zeke above Emmett because of the yards.
You know what? The yards. I mean, if you watch Dorsett and you watch Zeke, I mean, if you watch Dorsett and you watch Emmett, why are you taking Emmett over Dorsett? It's because of them yards. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, because that's the only reason why you're doing it. Because if you look at the natural running style and what Dorsett was, first of all, Dorsett was only about 180 pounds, maybe 185, playing running back. When he retired, he was a second all-time leading rusher in the NFL. Are you understanding that? Little dude. And, yes, he had a line like Emmett, but you feeling me, though? If you're looking at natural ability, Tony D was sweet. He was a better runner than Emmitt Smith.
I don't know if Emmett could have took it 99 yards. I don't know if he would have been able to do that.
I'm just saying.
Ryan Dye said Marion Barber was his favorite Cowboy. He remembers having posters back in the day. He ain't like legendary status for the Cowboys.
No,
not in my mind.
He's just the barbarian.
But yes, he's one of my favorite players though that I watched.
He's the barbarian.
And we were really exciting back in those days, that 07, when we got Romo and Barber and T.O. and Creighton was getting Witten, like it was feeling good back in that day.
Yeah, but I also posted that video where we was feeling good, but we forget about everybody was dogging Tony Romo. Everybody was like, it was his fault because he went to Cabo, he went to Mexico. But when it was 21-17 and he threw that out route to Patrick Creighton and he pulled up on his route, I posted the video. You should go look at it. I posted a video where Patrick Creighton pulled up on the route.
Right.
If he would have kept on running all the way through his route like he was supposed to do, that was a touchdown because he had the man beat. Romo threw a dime to him. It would have been a touchdown. And guess what? That could have changed, and we could have probably threw into the Super Bowl. But everybody dogs Romo because he went to Mexico. But nobody forgets about Patrick Creighton pulling up on your route and also dropping a pass when he threw it to you right in your hands.
If you're just tuning in on Facebook Live or YouTube, it's the Silver and Blue Nation live streaming podcast. So make sure you like and share and follow us. We're here every single Sunday.
What up?
Cowboys Mart says he's still got, and also before I get to Cowboys Mart, make sure you guys follow us on iTunes and Google Play. Make sure you subscribe to us there so you can hear the podcast as well on SoundCloud. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and we're just trying to keep expanding and keep bringing you guys entertaining content about the Cowboys. And this is your platform for you guys to talk. As you can see, we love to get you guys involved.
What's up, everybody?
Make sure you keep jumping in.
Keep jumping in. I like
growing.
it. I'm looking.
Sharing.
I'm loving it. Jump in here.
Give us thumbs up on YouTube. I haven't given YouTube a ton of attention.
Hey, my girl said I'm doing the Top Gun. I'm Top Gunning.
We see it all. Yes, you're Bionic Man, Terminator today.
No, I'm not. I'm Top Gun. Tom Cruise.
Okay, you can be everything you want to be.
Bow.
Cowboy Mars says he still got his favorite Marion Barber jersey, a little worn out, but still wears it.
Yeah.
That's got to be like a Reebok or Adidas or something.
Yeah.
Real old.
All right.
A lot of people loving the Glory Hole.
Glory Hole.
Diego says, what's up?
I mean, Glory Hole's coming. I got a secret package for you for the Glory Hole. It just takes time, people. Understand it.
Cowboy Smart said training camp in 10 days, preseason approaching. Thanks for clearing us up, giving us a specific day for that, Cowboy Smart. That's why it's your guys' show as well, because
T.O. sunglasses. That's
you
my
give us information. We're just sitting here talking Cowboys. You do look like T.O.
That's my quarterback.
You look like T.O.
That's my quarterback. And that dude get on my damn nerves.
You do look like T.O.
That's my quarterback.
Let's see. James Thompson talking about it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and move on then from this topic.
Okay.
And Giovanni wanted to clear up the Whitehead. He was talking about Lucky Whitehead.
Oh, okay, Lucky.
So, again, we were talking about running backs.
Luck too fast.
These comments are flying in. Cowboy Mart mentioned Felix Jones. I don't know if that was probably before we did mention Felix Jones.
We can't give no Felix Jones. Sorry.
Kyle Caraway says Smith, Dorsett, Zeke, Murray, and Murray had 2 great years.
You're only giving Emmitt Smith because of them yards. Don't tell me anything different.
I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. Joe Lucia wants to know, how good do you think Joseph Randle could have been?
He was all right.
He was given the opportunity.
He had the opportunity. We watched him in that Atlanta game
That's
where he
the
was.
one we all remember.
That's all we remember. The damn Atlanta game where he was running his ass off. Touchdowns here, touchdowns there.
The first half of the Atlanta game.
He had another game after that. But I think we all remember Joseph Randle when he played in that New Orleans Saints game and he tried to jump over the end zone and he tried to just throw the ball over the end zone, and it just after he just got in trouble with the draws, stealing draws at first stealing draws. I get it. I get stealing draws.
You get that.
If you ain't got no bread, stealing draws. But you play for the Cowboys, you got to have some kind of bread. You got some kind of bread. And then he did the bonehead play with the Saints when we try to be the feature back and he jumping over the end zone, putting the ball. It was just like,
disobeyed coach's
Yeah, you
orders.
just disobedient and you just hard-headed. And I thought he had potential, but he just was so much of a goofy ball. It is what it is.
Law Nation's commenting with us. He says, don't
What
forget
up, Law?
about Julius Jones.
I
Make sure
said
you
Julius
guys
Jones.
Follow Law Nation's Facebook page.
I said Julius Jones.
Yeah. We talked about Julius Jones a little bit. I think, like
that
I said,
broke shoulder
the
messed him
comments
up.
are just coming in so fast. Like I'm kind of late to hit all of them because
It's
I'm
okay,
trying to
G.
read to everybody. I want to get everybody who's watching involved.
It's okay.
Floyd says he has Dorsett first, then Emmett. So
There you go. There you go.
Says Zeke got the legs of the size of a Thanksgiving ham. Okay.
That's different. There you go with that. I think you just like the part.
That's a fun soundbite.
You like that sound.
He goes, huh, huh.
You like that.
Kasha, here goes a different perspective. Kosha Randall says, Barber not even in the top 5. People get all excited because he ran hard. We see how long he lasted.
That style, we said it. That style was not going to last.
He's not up there in stats.
He's not up there.
He had a lot of touchdowns for like 1 year.
Marion Barber, remember Marion as the Barbarian. That's it.
I always liked him as a backup anyway.
Yeah,
he fell off once he became starter.
He should have never been a feature back. When they ran the 2-headed system, him and Jones, it was cool.
Law Nation says if Julius Jones never broke his leg, he probably would have been a monster for us.
I don't think it was his leg.
What
is his shoulder? I thought he broke his shoulder in that Kansas City game.
I think
he was running real good, and he got his shoulder broke. Because I remember he ran up the middle, and somebody hit him up the middle and broke his shoulder. It took him like about 3 or 4 weeks to come back, and he was never the same because, he was never a big guy. And when he broke his shoulder, that's where you're getting hit. It looked like he was running timid from that point on as far as going through the hole. And it was kind of like over from him because – and just remember, I told you, we could have had Steven Jackson that year instead of Julius Jones.
Look, we're spending the first 30 minutes of this show on one topic.
Okay,
I mean, it's fine. I don't mind, but we're going to have to cut some things today or move quickly.
All right, well, let's move quickly.
We got
go.
Ryan
Rapid
and
fire.
Well, we still got some stuff on this topic right now. I need to clear this up before we move on so everybody gets involved. And I haven't even looked at YouTube. So all you guys watching on YouTube, stay tuned. I'm going to come to you on the second half of the show, and you, Big Game James, can keep watching the Facebook Live. And but Ryan and Jay both think Zeke will end up being number 1 in Cowboys history. I just do not believe that would happen just based on.
He can't play that long with us.
You got to get those stats to be number 1.
He won't play that long with us.
To be considered number 1 by.
He will never play that long with us.
Anyway.
That's not happening. We should know that.
Floyd's talking more about Tony Dorsett. Says the longest run from scrimmage with only 10 players on the field.
Right. I watched that game. We still got beat too.
Arturo says he met Dorsett. He's a little dude. We seen Tony at the Hall of Fame, didn't we?
He's a little guy.
Yep.
He's a little
Especially
guy.
now he's older. They lose muscle and everything, lose muscle mass. So I'm sure he looked bigger, but he was a little smaller running back for sure.
Yeah, he was never a big back.
Now you got James Thompson saying Emmett has 3 rings and a rushing record, and so I'm guessing he's saying that rings matter when we're talking about that.
As far as your best back, no, I don't. That doesn't define as a better running back to me because you have more rings. you could have had a better offensive line, which they probably did. I mean, that 70s line with Dorsett was a nasty line. Rafferty, they had those guys. They had a lot of nice players. But that offensive line we saw with Emmitt Smith was absolutely doggish. So you can't say that. I'm talking about you can't compare rings with pure ability of a player. If you watch Tony Dorsett run and the overall ability of it, and you watch Emmitt Smith, you would say Tony Dorsett was naturally a better running back. That's just a fact. I'm sorry.
Joe Lucia says, "Do you think Zeke could beat Emmitt's rushing record?" I think he already answered that for you, so hopefully that answered that question for you, Joe. Ron Smith says, "Producer G, who just invited a bunch of Cowboys fans. I appreciate that, Ron.
Appreciate you, Lost
So
Salt
anybody
Lake
new
City.
tuning in real quick, this is the Silver and Blue Nation live streaming podcast every Sunday all through the offseason and the season. We're doing pregame, halftime, postgame. You might see us at some games, so all kind of stuff. We'll just be live all the time every
Definitely gonna
week,
be at
every
camp.
Sunday. So make sure you guys continue to tune in, and if you're new, subscribe to us. Turn on your notifications so that you can see when we're live. And we just appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. And those of you who have been watching so far, I promise we're going to get to another topic. We just got so many comments flying in, which I love because I would love to hit 1,000 comments today. So if you guys want to help us hit that goal, feel free to keep commenting. But I'm trying to touch on everybody's opinions on this subject before we move on. But it's kind of hard to do. We probably need to run a 5-hour show.
No, we don't need to do no damn 5-hour show. Just go ahead and jump on these topics. We can speed around.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on then from this topic after Floyd says that he's watching from Tennessee.
Memphis.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to something different. Another hot topic, I guess. Is Earl Thomas realistic? Can we just put this thing to bed, or is it realistic? I know there's been some reports. You've seen something from Mike Fisher. What do you think?
You see my shoulders?
I see it.
See my shoulders?
The shoulder shrug.
Shoulder shrug. I don't know. I don't care. If he does, I said it before last week. If he does, great. If he don't, great. We okay. I posted on the page just for people want to talk about it. People still want to hear about it. That's cool. I don't really want to talk about it no more unless the dude is really coming. It don't mean nothing if he ain't really coming. If it ain't really in worse, no worries to talk about it. But, it's the Dallas Cowboys. He keeps on, playing little games. I don't know if it's games. You're on Instagram liking. Now you're following the Dallas Cowboys on Instagram. You're following Darren Woodson on Instagram. It feels like people are like, oh, you're throwing signs. Rob Ryan jumps on there with Undisputed saying all the signs are pointing for the Cowboys to get Earl Thomas.
It's for media, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, it's the off season. What the else hell do they have to talk about? You don't think this stuff is calculated? How many times do we see wannabe trades that never happen, and people just talk it up in the media because they need to keep the NFL in the news?
Yeah, they got.
Does this keep the NFL in the news? Does this keep everything relevant? You're still talking about the NFL right now because everybody wants to know, ooh, is Earl Thomas really going to the Dallas Cowboys? So nobody really knows, but they got to keep them ratings up. So they're going to keep talking about something that's going to spice something up. But like I said, at the end of the day, if he comes, great. If he don't, great. We're going to be okay either way. We're still going to dominate.
Well, let us know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Floyd agrees with you. So we can put this to bed then until something happens.
Put it to damn bed. Put the cover over it. Put the baby powder on the butt. Go to bed, baby. Mwah.
So we ain't going to have this topic on the show until something
Until
happens.
a trade.
It's the last time you'll hear
Good
us
night, sleepy, baby.
talking about Earl
Sleep
Thomas.
real good. Make sure you got to get 8 hours of sleep. Got school tomorrow.
Oh. So some other news that came out this week, but not really big-time player, but Marquez White, last year's 7th-round pick, charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's just cut ties?
No, why would you cut ties? Got to hear the story. I posted as soon as it happened. You got to see what happens. A lot of people, it's crazy how the Instagram and the Twitters and the Facebook, as soon as you post something like this, you instantly think, because I said, man, we still staying in the news. You instantly cut him. Everybody was like, cut him. Without even hearing the story. You hear he charged with brandishing a gun, things of that nature. But when you hear the story, how this weirdo was following him and everywhere he was going, following him all the way to home. If you got a licensed gun, and it is licensed, it wasn't like he isn't licensed. It's legal for him to carry. Keep it real, G. If somebody, I'm not gonna put you into this, so I'm put me in this. Let's say if I'm driving home, maybe I got my son in the car with me. You feel me? Maybe I should call 911. Maybe I should. But if I got my son in the car, maybe he was by himself. But if I got my kids in the car or something like that, I'm driving, somebody's following me home, being real aggressive, anything like that, and I legally can carry, and I got my pistol and I can hold it, yeah, I might do that. I don't know. I might do that for you to back off. I got my family. I got me. I'm worried about my life. There's crazy nuts out there. Back off.
If your life feels threatened.
If I feel my life is threatened, or any my kids or anything around that is feeling threatening, then yes, I'm going to do things to protect myself. And there's nothing wrong with that in that manner. And if you look at the history of Marquez Wade, you haven't heard things of him being in trouble, getting in instances. He hasn't look like a bad rap sheet. So I think you should give him the benefit of the doubt, see the full facts, and then play it out from there.
He's being accused of assault, like hitting someone with a gun.
No, he was brandishing the gun. I mean, if you're brandishing that gun, and what happened was he brandished the gun, they went and told on him. He pulled a gun on me. You know what I'm saying? But you was being aggressive and hostile. Then when it got real, somebody pulled something on you. Now it's real. Now you want to go tell and call the police. Ain't that something?
Yep.
You was being hostile and aggressive. Now somebody got aggressive back with you. Now you calling police. That's real funny. Shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Leave the man alone. And he said it was that maybe they felt that he knew he was with the Cowboys and they're trying to get a name.
That's what I was about to say.
He said that they were trying to get a name for themselves because it was the Cowboys and things of that nature. How many times have we seen people do that? Trying to get a name for themselves. Oh, you play for the Cowboys. We've seen it time and time again for any sports athlete. Oh, you play for this? Oh. Guess what? If you hit my car, I wouldn't trip. But, if you hit my car and you play for the Cowboys, guess what? I'm going to have to just say this a little bit louder so I can get in the news too. What? We hear this all the damn time.
Appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. Let me come over here to Law Nation's YouTube finally and give a few shout-outs. I don't know how many comments we're going to get to because we kind of flew by some of these. We were stuck on the one topic for so long. But we'll see what happens as we move along here, how quickly we get through our topics. But we got, let's take a look here. D-Will, The U, Almighty Bones, CT Cowboys, DC4L. I love these YouTube names. Mike Woe, The U, Rave, DJ Cobbs, Darrence Davis, Michael Penzarella, Buck Burrell. Just to name a few. B-Rob. I mean, there's a lot of people in here that we could name off.
I like the Buck Burrell.
Appreciate all you tuning in. I see Law Nation's been over there commenting with them in the video, so that definitely is appreciated, as this show's all about you guys watching, so we definitely want to get your opinions and make them felt, heard, and mattered to you. And over here on our Silver and Blue Nation YouTube channel as well, Carius Henderson, Kevin Beck, Hulk Rage Cowboy. We get a lot of Hulks. I wonder if that's Hulk Logan as well. I don't know.
Hulk Logan's the original, dog.
Vanilla Mamba,
the Hulk Logan.
Stevie Mac 23, Brandon Newkirk, all you guys that tune in every single week. Thanks for commenting with us on YouTube as well. Derek Wiggins, Warpath,
10-6.
Jazzy Jeff. Appreciate all of you. What, someone asked you a prediction?
Ryan, die right quick. I'll just let you get it off. I'll just sneak it in.
You got to say what you said, what you was talking about. You can't just be like 10-6.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just try to sneak it. I don't want to mess you up, so I just sneak it in there.
You're good.
He said,
just hold that thought. You know what I mean?
got you. He said season prediction. I just slid in there 10-6.
All right, well, then let's go ahead and since we're talking about predictions and wins and all that, Jason Garrett comes in second in franchise history of 67 wins. Isn't that unbelievable?
I mean,
it's just amazing to see that Landry was there for so long, and like we haven't had that many coaches.
Yeah, because Landry coached us for 28 damn years. I mean,
but it's just funny though, because over the last 20 years, we've had all these different coaches. It's just amazing.
Right.
Like we had one head coach of all time when Jerry Jones took over.
Right.
So if you cross Tom Landry off the top,
that
list down is Jerry Jones' resume.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. Look at that list on there. Chan Gailey, Bill Parcells, Dave
Campo out. Ooh. What do you have? 5 3-win, 5-win seasons.
3, 5, and 11 seasons. That was the dark ages.
2000, 2001,
when Troy Hambrick was running the ball.
Yep.
Those were the dark ages. Jason Garrett, second most wins all time in Cowboys history and one playoff win. Ain't that something?
And it's sad that he's been here nearly 10 seasons.
Ain't that something? Second most all-time wins in Cowboys history. And has one playoff
Jimmy
win.
with 2 Super Bowls and 44 wins.
Wow, that's mind-boggling. He's the second most winningest. You could fire him tomorrow. You could fire Jason Garrett tomorrow, and he's the second all-time winningest coach in Dallas Cowboys history.
And
with
ain't won
one
nothing.
Playoff win.
That's just, I guess you could just be speechless. You want to shout out some of those predictions? I think we got some in there.
Yeah, I got a lot of predictions in there. I got a lot of 11-5s going down. They're close to my 10-6s. Daniel Mazer, what's up, Big Daniel? 11-5 KG. I told you I was gonna holler at you. I sent you a message. Cowboys Mark 12-4. I think the whole. If you look at a lot of people when they say Cowboys, it's a lot of that 10-6, 11-5, 12-4, because I think a lot of people feel like we are gonna bounce back. And I don't feel like anybody feel like that season was crazy last year. We missed Zeke. We had games we should have won. There was games we really didn't get blown. There was a few games we got blown out in, but we weren't dominated last year. So it's not a big deal for us to bounce back. And like I said, it's the even years. Garrett always does good in the even years. But once again, Garrett could have another 10, 11 win season and win nothing. And then he'll push his mark even farther as all-time wins in Cowboy history with nothing to show for it. So the pressure is on for Jason Garrett. He has to win no matter what anybody says. The Garrett lovers, the Garrett haters. Jason Garrett has to do something. He has to get to an NFC championship this year. Well, he has to. He has to. You got a secondary. He always
what if he wins 2 playoff games, but no championship?
No, man, he has to, because you know why? And I don't want to hear the Tom Landry theory where he coached 8 years and then he did this. That was in 1970. This is 2000s. That don't happen, okay? It's a win now thing. And if you don't get there to an NFC championship, what are you? I mean, what are you? What are you doing for the team now?
It's pointless.
Your message is gone now. What are you saying?
We had a comment from Joe Burkett wanting to know about training camp battles. We'll probably dive more into that next week as we will get real close to training camp.
Yeah.
We will definitely talk a lot more about camp next
We'll have a whole
week.
list for you next week.
Some of those positional battles, things like that we like.
I got some stuff for you, though.
But for right now, we'll just keep going through some of these topics, and then we'll hit a few more comments. And you were talking about this is another season where he could win, but so another difference from last year this year will be Jason Witten not being there. So how bad will losing him really hurt this offense? Because, he's more than just his on-the-field production as far as a receiver, his blocking, his leadership. How bad is that going to hurt not having him in there?
Can I be honest?
And what do you take away? Can you take away something from that Rico Gathers interview that you saw with Tyson that might tie into that? Because he seemed a little – like Rico feels like this is my kind of like my position to win now.
Well, first on the first question you gave me with the Jason Witten, do I feel like we're gonna just really hurt because he's gone? Be honest with you, I don't think so. I know Jason. I'm not down in Jason Witten or what he brought to the table. I can't wait to see when he is inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was a dog for us, an animal. But you know what? I just don't feel like we're going to have a serious, crazy drop-off because Jason Witten is not there. He wasn't that productive the last couple of years. Let's be honest, folks. The only reason why you're not going to say anything against him because it's Jason Witten and he's a Dallas Cowboy legend, so you don't want to speak against him. But if you tell the reality of it, Jason Witten was not a threat for the Dallas Cowboys the last few years with us. It's just the truth. If you look at the young guys we have now, they're going to be more of a threat. Yes, Jason Witten brought more – the experience, the blocking, the leadership. Yes, we're going to miss that little part of it, but guys can step up and do that. I want to see what Blake Jarwin can do. I do want to see what this Schultz kid from Stanford can do. I want to see some young blood Swain blocking out there, getting grimy and dirty. Let's see what Rico can do. He says this, I seen the interview with Tyson. Shout out to you once again, Tyson West Coast, on that. But, Rico says it's his position to lose. I beg to differ because you're farther on the depth chart. You need to show and prove. You need to show what you can really do. I don't really want to hear him. Like I said, half of me, a little part of me annoys me with Rico Gathers because I just don't want to hear you. He's always talking about what he can do and what he's doing and this and that and this and that. Okay, well, I want to see it on the field. Let this Cowboy staff get him on the first-team offense, playing in these preseason games, going against some top players, and let's see what Rico Gathers can really freaking do. Let's not stop playing the game with Rico Gathers, and let's see what he can do. let's not waste it. I don't think he's going to go somewhere and dominate anywhere else because he hasn't played any football, but I still think he can be an asset somewhere else, and some other team may use him better than we do. So at the end of the day, get on the damn field and block so these guys can see you, so we can see you, and let's not waste this 3-year experiment. I'm tired of guys coming with the Dallas Cowboys 2, 3, 4 years, getting hurt and injured, and the next thing you know, they're playing for another team and balling out. I'm tired of seeing the crap. Let's play the dude, and let's see what's going on.
Joe Lucius says big game and as head coach and G is OC.
I wish.
I'd be all right with that.
I'd be all right
and
with
we're
that
just
too,
gonna
because I like that $5 million.
We'll stick on – me too. We'll stick on that offensive
Shit.
side, and we'll keep talking about somebody else we lost. So are the Cowboys going to regret cutting Dez Bryant?
Nope. I posted today was when he signed his 5-year deal, 5-year, $70 million deal. Today was the day he signed it. I posted on my page, and I said, damn, 3 years later, he gone. You know what I'm saying? He's signing one of the top dog deals, and 3 years later, he's gone. No, we're not going to miss Dez Bryant. Like I said, I'm always going to have Dez in my heart, love him, but just like any business, any product, you will move on and you will be okay. Other guys will step up. Dez Bryant was not the guy. Let's see where Dez Bryant's going to. They said possibly the New Orleans Saints, but I'm not dogging Dez. But let's be honest. Is Dez really going to go somewhere and get 80, 90 catches somewhere else again? No, he's not. Everybody says he's a secondary receiver, which he is. He's not going to go anywhere else and just dog and ball out anymore. Those years are gone. He had those years. Every great player, it happens. He don't have them years anymore. He's not going to go somewhere and just dog and ball out the next 2 more 3 years. He may have some good years, and there's nothing wrong with being a good secondary receiver, making plays, but he's not going to be that alpha dog going somewhere and leading a team and receptions being that number 1 guy anymore. Show me.
See, that's just kind of hard for me to say because we haven't seen Dez without – or we've seen Dez without Romo, but we haven't seen him with another elite quarterback like Romo.
Show me.
Yeah, I mean, we need to see it, but I don't know. I just think give him another elite quarterback that has a better ball placement.
He's not getting 9 catches.
And I think that he could still get you maybe over 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards.
He could get you 10 touchdowns. I don't know about no 1,000 yards.
All right, well, we'll stay on offense, and I would like for you to give me a ranking, and the people watching, you can put it in there as well, people commenting.
Mm-hmm.
Rank these NFC East quarterbacks from start with 4 up to number 1. Who's worst, who's the best?
Carson Wentz, number 1. Dak Prescott, number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You want me to go 4 to 1?
Yeah, and then kind of give us reasons why and stuff, too.
Eli Manning is 4th because his time is gone. He's passed. He's not no elite quarterback any longer. He was I'm not even going to say he was elite back then, but he had the Manning traits. Manning would kill you. Eli, no matter what we say about him being a goofball, cornball, how many times has he killed us? How many times have we been right there ready to sack his punk ass, excuse my language, and he's throwing a freaking bomb and hitting them right on the dime, killing us. So I got to give Eli his props of what he did. He got 2 Super Bowls, although they were fluky and funny. But you know what? He has killed us. He has maintained. But right now, he ain't that guy no more. He's not the dude. I don't fear him any longer. Like, I used to worry about him back in the day. I don't fear Eli Manning any longer, so he's 4th. Now you got Alex Smith in the division with the Redskins. Alex Smith, he don't scare me. We beat him last year with the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Alex Smith is what he is. He's a serviceable quarterback. He's one of those middle tier quarterbacks that he can win some games for you, but he'll definitely lose some games for you. You're not going to fear him because of his arm. He's a smart guy. He was a smart guy at Utah. You got his smartness out when you finally see when he has those few good years with Harbaugh. But I'm not scared of no Alex Smith at all. So I just don't think he's going to really do anything better than Kirk Cousins did. And then we got number 2, Dak Prescott. I think he's still our future. He's a young gun. You've seen his stats. You've seen his numbers in those first 2 years. Very good, very serviceable numbers. I think he's only going to get better. I think he's a leader. He's a guy that people are going to follow, and I think he's going to continue to make us on the up and up. And I feel like as long as he's back there on the controls, we always have a chance. I think he always gives us a chance to win, and that's what I love about Dak Prescott. He's a leader, and he's a winner, and I like that more about him than anything. And I got to put Carson Wentz number 1. When they were both battling, when they both came out in the draft, they played in that Senior Bowl. The Cowboys actually coached Carson Wentz, and Dak Prescott was on the opposite side of the ball. we talked before, G, when we had the black and white sports reports, and I told you I like Carson Wentz. I told you a long time ago I like Carson Wentz, and I told you he was the guy. I told you he was a #1 quarterback. I said he was a franchise quarterback, and I said he's going to ball out. And I did want him, but when the thing came up with Zeke, I had no problem with grabbing Zeke and Dak. But Carson Wentz, to me, he is the guy. He can make every throw. He has the leadership. People follow him. He just has that it to me, and he can make plays with his feet too, and he can kill you. And I think he's going to be a problem to deal with for a long time with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I like Carson Wentz, but I do think Dak is just as good.
I don't think he's a better
maybe
passer.
Maybe not as
He's
an
not a
arm
better
talent,
passer.
but I think he's just as good, like mentally and all that. And
Mentally, yes.
I got to
not a
see
better
Carson
passer.
Wentz off this knee surgery. We got to see if he's going to be the same.
But
could take some
you
time.
will agree that he's not a better passer than Carson
Yes,
Wentz.
I'll say he just doesn't have a better arm. Maybe
He
not
can't
as
throw those
accurate.
pinpoint throws like Wentz right now.
Sometimes I see Dak.
Sometimes,
make some throws,
but Wentz-
No, not on a consistent level.
Now, well, if you look at the numbers, because Carson Wentz, I think, only completed like 60% of his passes last year, even that phenomenal year, Dak still threw better, 62 completion percentage to Carson Wentz 60, but Wentz also threw the ball a lot more than him in that offense.
Let me get some of these other people who have been commenting with us, their rankings. Ryan Dye has Wentz 1, Dak 2, 3 Smith, 4 Eli, so he agrees with you. Let's see.
Most people should.
Eric Doxson wants to know what's up with the sunglasses, as some other people probably do as well.
We just kind of ran with it. It came out of nowhere, so we just kind of ran with it, doing something different.
trendsetters.
We're trendsetting. Feel me? I'm on my Top Gun-ish. My girl said I'm on my Top Gun-ish. Tom Cruise, so I'm on my Top Gun-ish. And, I'm Terminator. I'll be back. Feel me? We just rolling.
Ron Smith says Dak 1, of course, Wentz 2, Eli 3, and Alex Smith 4.
No, Eli can't be over Alex Smith. Not right now.
Most of the people are agreeing with you. Floyd says Manning 4, Smith 3, Prescott 2, Wentz 1. Giovanni says Dak has surpassed Wentz. Look at the numbers. Terry Turner's agreeing with you. Diego agrees with you.
We got to be honest with ourselves. Carson Wentz is just a little bit better.
I'll give you that he's a better arm talent. James Willis from Mansfield, Texas. Thanks for watching.
What up, James Willis?
Tracy says Wentz didn't even win that Super Bowl.
But he got him there.
He helped get them to the
He
playoffs.
helped them get to the playoffs, and he was a threat. He was a force, and y'all can't say he wasn't. Like, I don't like the Eagles, and I don't like Carson Wentz as far as him playing with the Eagles. But you got to recognize talent. You got to recognize that when he came in this year, he was dominating. He was balling out. He was a force.
Joe Lucia says Alex Smith number 1, Dak 2,
Hell no.
Wentz
no,
3,
Smith.
Manning
Hell
4.
No. Hell no.
Joseph
Sorry.
Brian Heron says, what's up, guys? Hardcore from Georgia. Appreciate you. This is the show for you.
Yes, sir.
If you're hardcore, die hard, this is where you're going to be talking about Cowboys, and everybody's going to hear what you got to say. So, Dave DeLeon says Dak needs to work on the long ball. I can agree with that, and some footwork.
But
They'll
it's
probably
more
all tie in together.
It's more the footwork, but at the end of the day, we really don't need a long ball. It's great to have it, and I think he can do it if you really watch the deep ball.
Who will win
Dak.
more Super Bowls? Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott? When it's all said and done, who's going to win more Super Bowls?
Well, Carson Wentz already has one. Does that
But
count for him?
I won't count that one for him.
Okay, so we won't count that
He
one.
has to be the starting quarterback.
I'm going with Dak Prescott.
I hope you're right.
I jumped out on the ledge.
Val said Manning, Foles, Dak, and Wentz. So, no Alex Smith or maybe – I don't know.
Come on, man. Really? Manning number
one. But you
one.
said you're going out on a ledge right there.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm going on the ledge. Only because I worry about the coaching aspect. Coaching. We don't know what's going to happen with Garrett. If he doesn't do good, then we might start over. We don't know what's going to happen. I think Peterson might be there for a little bit, so that helps.
Ryan Dye says, honestly, thinks the Eagles' season last year was just a fluke.
I'm not going to say that. That wasn't a fluke.
Marvin Hargrove agrees with you.
That wasn't a fluke. The Eagles were legit. They're a legit team. You say what you want. We can hate the Eagles. They're a legit team.
Margaret says, I'll be honest. I'm just going to stay with my Cowboys players only. And that's fine, too. As you
that's
see,
all good.
Ron Smith has Dak number 1.
That's all good. but I live in reality.
If you're a homer, you're a homer. But if you watch the show,
I'm not going to be a homer, though. I'm not.
That's why I wanted to ask this question. You know, I want people to see that
you're
not going to put Dak
I'm
one.
not going to do that because he plays for the Cowboys. I love my boys to death. I'm ride and die. But if I see somebody who's a more talented player in my eyes, I'm not going to say he's better just because he plays for my Cowboys. I'm not going to do that. I will never do that, ever.
Giovan's talking about Dak's 13 interceptions. I think like about 6 of those came off receivers' hands.
Yeah, well, we had at least 4. We saw Terrence Williams bob off 2. Dez Bryant had 2 for sure. So when you look at his 12 interceptions, he had 23 touchdowns or 22 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. You could see that he would have been under 10 again if those passes wouldn't have bopped off the receivers. So that would have been 2 years under. And we know Dak is a cautious guy. He doesn't go out there and try to overextend the play as far as messing up. He's going to be cautious because he wants to live to the next down.
Yeah. Clint Qualls says, I see a quarterback controversy happening in Philadelphia.
I don't think so.
What is going to happen with Foles? That's interesting.
I mean, use him as bait. He's not better than Carson Wentz. Nick Foles is a good quarterback. We saw it. We saw when he balled out with Chip Kelly. He went to the freaking Pro Bowl. What he had, like 27 touchdowns, only like
2 picks.
2 picks the whole year, threw 7 touchdowns in one freaking game. So we know Nick Foles can play, but I'm not going to say he's better than Carson Wentz. But you still keep Nick Foles in the fold. Something does happen. That's a good guy to hip in your hip pocket, and he's always a good trade bait for you to get picks. So why wouldn't you keep him?
Daniel Meza says Dak 2-0 versus Wentz head-to-head.
I said he's going to get more Super Bowls. I'm taking Dak, but I just think that for his better all-around quarterbacks right now, I'm going to say Wentz.
Joe Lucia likes Mike White as well as you do.
I love Mike White.
If you missed that, we talked about that on the show last week. You can always go back on YouTube and check out those kind of clips.
We need to keep Mike White.
Now, Cowboy Mart has a comment and says, Mike White, come on, man. I didn't know who Mike was until now. How you going to take him over Dak or Rush right now?
Well,
So Cowboy Mart hasn't heard your opinion on this yet.
Well, he's not going to go over Dak right now at all. I'm going to say that right now. But he still has potential for
I think he's
Rush.
just saying.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
How would he not be anything but third?
Yeah, well, you never know because, like I said, just because Cooper Rush did that last year, we saw preseason games. We never saw a regular season game. We never saw what he could do in the regular season. We saw a preseason game against backups. People need to remember that. And even though Dak did good when he played in the preseason, he played against more first-teamers because, remember, he played in that third preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks, and those were the first-teamers, and he played really good, and that's when you felt good about him and Zeke as far as the future, right? But when you look at Cooper Rush, he didn't play in that third preseason game. He wasn't starting. He wasn't that guy. You know what I mean? So you have to look at that. He's playing against backups. But at the end of the day, like I said, Cooper Rush did not get drafted. There's a reason why. Mike White was a legit quarterback. Go check his tape out at Western Kentucky. He's a legit quarterback, legit size, legit arm. He's a legit NFL quarterback. And if he gets the chance to get some time and get some work, he's going to be a legitimate quarterback, I believe, in the NFL. We got a great pick.
Val Gutierrez wanted to clear it up earlier when Val had mentioned Foles and Wentz before Manning and Smith. What Val's saying is that Foles is better than those two. So if you're really ranking the quarterbacks, those are the best 4.
Yes. Alex Smith and Foles, I think, might be hand-to-hand.
That's
I think
a good one, Val.
Foles has a better arm, but those are neck and neck to me. But Eli Manning's definitely fourth in the fold.
Joe Lucia agrees with you about Mike White being good. Tim Warner says Mike White will have to beat out Cooper Rush first.
He can.
I think he was responding to another comment.
He can, Tim.
James Willis
What
says
up, Tim?
if Tyron does not stay healthy, Dak will have the same kind of passing years. Zeke will have to carry the offense.
We'll see. We know how important Tyron Smith is, but can we say coaching has to be able to evolve as well? If Tyron Smith something does happen to him, the coaching has to step up. When you're a coach, when you're a coach, you got to have a backup plan. So you already got to think that you're playing the game of football that those starters could go out any play. You already got to think that in the beginning of the game that one play it could be over. So you already got to have the backup plan for those guys because this is the game of football. And how many times do you really have guys coming out healthy in the games?
Diego on Facebook Live, I see your comment about the defense. We might get a chance to touch on that in a sec, but we're going to move
treacherous.
We will talk a lot more about training camp, position battles, defense, everything next week. this is kind of a dead week. So next week we got some real news, like action's about to start happening. So it'll really start cooking up next week. Appreciate everybody who's been tuning in today so far. Robert Clark says, Dak is good, but you got to respect Foles and the Eagles are champions. And then Matthew Shelby follows that up.
I like Matthew.
Respect the Eagles? Hell no.
I like Matthew. He
Joe
don't give
Lucia
up.
thinks Mike White will take the backup job.
It could happen.
Anyway, we'll stay on quarterbacks. We'll stay in the NFC East. Well, we won't stay on quarterbacks, but we'll stay in the NFC East. There's a report that I saw on your Facebook page, Big Game James Facebook page. Ben McAdoo was talking some kind of trash. What was that about?
Talking about we got guys always in trouble. First of all, I don't even know why. First of all, I don't even know why I posted.
Go in on it.
I don't even know why I posted this dude. I feel bad for even giving him a shout out on the page. Look at him. I mean, look at him. Look at you, Bob McAdoo. First of all, your name, and then look at you. I mean, how did you become an NFL coach, a head coach? You look at you. You look like you're sloppy. You look like your house is dirty. Lord forgive me, I'm not judging. But you look like your house is dirty. You look like you live in a trailer home. I don't know how you became an NFL coach, and I feel like you're jealous because you talked all that trash about the Cowboys. You felt supremely confident because you had those 2 lucky-ass victories in our 2016 year. So you came in here big, bad Bob McAdoo. Oh, we're going to do what we want. We're going to do what we do. And we whooped your ass. And I'm going to keep it real. We put you out as a job because you thought you was going to beat us week 1. You was talking all that trash, and we whooped you handily. And then we came in, we beat you again real good. Now you're just feeling bad about yourself because where you working?
Good point.
Where you work? I'm just asking for a friend. We ended your season. Shut the hell up. Keep our name out your mouth. We don't want you to ever work with us. Bye.
See ya. Get out of here.
Feel me? That's
all
what
right.
we got to say about
someone
him.
was asking about Randy Gregory. Tim Warner says, when do you think we'll hear about Randy Gregory? So let's just ask the question then. What's the latest on Randy Gregory?
Well, from what I've been hearing, I follow this guy named Bobby Bell on Twitter. He has like the lowdown, the inside scoops on a lot of things, and he said he's just hearing a lot of great things. I also talked to one of my guys. He inboxed me. He said that I'm not saying this could happen, but when Randy Gregory comes back from suspension, he could have a Josh Gordon type thing where he has to sit out 2 games. I don't know if that's true because I've been hearing that he's been clean. I'm just feeling like we got 2 more weeks between training camp. I feel like a answer's going to come down between that period so he can get in camp. He can get you. Why would you keep a player from camp? It would make no sense for you to do that. So it seems like there would be an answer. I posed the question. Well, I didn't pose the question. No, let me not lie about that. The question was posed on Blogging the Boys. Is Randy Gregory a lock for the 53-man roster? So I'm already going to ask all the people out there that's in the box right now, everybody's hearing right now, do you think Randy Gregory is a lock for the 53-man roster? I think that he is, unless he has just totally fell off. Unless he is just totally terrible and just lost all his skills. That's the only way he doesn't make this roster. Because you don't keep this kid on the team all this damn time and then you just cut him without seeing anything. That's just dumb, and that makes no sense to me, especially as much as Jerry Jones loves some Randy Gregory. He's going to get every opportunity to prove his, and I just don't feel like at 25, 26 years old, your skills just diminish. You saw him miss out a whole damn year. He played against the Philadelphia Eagles, was dogging it. So I don't think that he's going to fall off. I think unless he has skills that just fall off, he's a lot for the 53-man roster, and I feel like he's going to do damage this year. Maybe not like that 10 sack, but he's going to be a threat.
We already talked about Dez Bryant, right?
Yes, we did.
About whether or not.
Yeah, we said we don't need him.
So we'll stay again, I guess, on the defense because it's kind of related to, well, he's a former Cowboy defensive player. You saw the video, Pac-Man Jones got into a fight at the airport.
Hell yeah, I loved it.
He was
I loved it.
He looked pretty hood in that one.
He is hood.
He just let it loose.
He is hood. I mean, what?
He knocked dude out.
We're going to forget about Pac-Man Jones, about what he was doing when he came in the league. It was Pac-Man Jones shooting up strip clubs. He was hood with it at West V. He was always hood with it. Pac-Man always been hood. Pac-Man Jones is hood. Remember when he called out Terrell Pryor and said, "You ain't hood, you soft, you from the suburbs, and we smack kids like you." So, you know, Pac-Man Jones, he reminded me of Janoris Jenkins. They some hood. I mean, you see dead bodies up on his lawns and stuff. So they hood with it. I liked it. Let me tell you why I liked it. I'm a little dude. I ain't a big dude, but let me tell you something. I knock some people out. I'm just keeping it real, okay? I felt like that dude was just being aggressive because he was bigger than Pac-Man. Pac-Man ain't no big dude. He's like 5'9", maybe 5'10". That dude was definitely a lot bigger than Pac-Man, and I feel like that's why he was all excited and all rumble and trying to get a name for himself because he's trying to be like, "Oh, what's up, what's up?" And you saw he ran up on Pac-Man and hit him a couple times. Pac-Man came back with a good two-piecer, but you can see how much bigger dude. And I just feel like dude was just more bold because he was bigger and he thought,
Plus,
yeah.
there's an NFL player.
Yeah, but I just feel like dudes that are a lot bigger, they're going to feel a lot more confident. You feel like you can get them. And I give Pac-Man his props because he attacked him. He didn't have the reach. Oh, boy had the reach, and he hit him with a couple, 3 quick jabs on Pac-Man because he had the reach. But when he slipped and Pac-Man caught him with a right cross and he slipped, and if you see when he slipped and fell, he fell on that knee. His knee buckled, and he fell on it, and that looked like that was a bad injury. And then Pac-Man came in with the – he hit him with that one-piecer. Ooh, I love seeing it. Got Pac-Man off of him. Rep it, Pac. Tell them dudes to back up off you. You're just trying to live a normal life and just trying to live. And that dude, punks jump up to get beat down. You started it, and he finished it, and that's a lesson to you guys out there. Don't be starting stuff because you be losing them battles when you do that.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, everybody who's tuned in with us so far today on Facebook Live and YouTube. Wherever you're watching on Facebook Live, make sure you come over to the Silver and Blue Nation Facebook page and watch that video there because that's where we're looking at the comments. I want to thank Tim or Tracy and Chris Sweat for tuning in and commenting. We appreciate you. We've seen your comments. Just wanted to make sure you got your shout out.
What's up?
Everybody else who's been watching as well.
Appreciate
all day,
everybody.
Standing here with us, Barbara Martin.
Barbara goes hard.
Thanks for your comment about Popeye's chicken.
Hey, is that Barbara Martin that goes hard on Law Nation? If that's the Barbara Martin, and I know Barbara Martin don't play, I'll make sure I don't ever disrespect her. She go hard.
She said, don't mess with people's Popeye's chicken.
Yes, Barbara Martin don't play with her.
And that's referencing someone who, what was that from?
What?
There was she's referencing somebody there was a UFC guy, or I can't remember what it was. It was a boxing match. Somebody wanted to knock somebody else out in the press conference. That was the reason.
That
because
Popeye's chicken?
he disrespected Popeye's chicken. I cannot remember where I saw that.
You got to find that one because I don't know that one.
Yeah, if it comes back to me, I'll bring it up. But we'll move on to another topic then because we're almost done here. We're going to wrap this thing up here real soon.
All right.
Do you agree with Tony Romo's take on having a number one wide receiver? He joined NFL Network and they interviewed him and asked him some questions. That was one of them.
Well, he was saying that he doesn't see a number one receiver yet. You know, he said when he came in, it was Miles Austin. Then it went to Dez Bryant, and he said, you know, basically what Romo was saying was when you got a number one type receiver, those windows can get bigger. The radius is a lot bigger, like a Julio Jones. You can throw that radius you don't have to throw it perfectly. You don't have to throw it right at the right spot because that guy is just so good. He can go get it and he can improvise. So he's saying maybe we don't see that right now, but some guy maybe step into the fold. Like I said, I think Gallup can be that guy that can step up and be the number one. But we don't really need a number one. I keep saying it. Dak said it, and I know he's a young guy. You don't really need a number one. You just need you just need some good receivers that can make plays. Yards after catch, yak is going to be important for us. Guys that can get the ball and make plays after the catch. That's what's really going to help us. I know everybody keeps on talking about the long ball and how Dak this and that, but if you really watch the games, Dak long ball was not bad at all. He can complete the long ball passes. We just need to get the offense to where he can make those plays, folks.
I would like to let everyone know that next week we plan on having video being a part of our shows again. So that'll be fun because I saw Ryan say he wanted to see the fight.
Yes.
We would have liked to get it in there. So going forward, we're going to try to have video for you guys, especially with the season. You know, we're going to have them game highlights planned.
Sorry.
Them first, second half highlights, we'll be playing that throughout the season, pre-half, post-game. So make sure you're tuning in with us every week, every Sunday as always. Appreciate everybody who's been tuning in so far, everybody on YouTube. We're also going to be having a Patreon account set up.
Yes.
That's coming real soon. Patreon.com/SilverBlueNation. if you want to go over and give us some support, we'd appreciate that. I mean, you could subscribe to us and help us come up with some nice new content for everybody.
Get us closer to the field, man. That's all the hell thing I care about.
Everybody who supports, make sure you visit us over on Patreon and check out our page there, as it's kind of still in the works, but I'm working on that. When it's done, that'll be really nice for everybody who supports the Silver and Blue Nation Live podcast. Before we finish up, I just got like 2 more questions for you. Maybe we can give some final shout-outs and get out of here. How good can Connor Williams be as a rookie?
It could be real damn good. I think the thing that with Connor Williams, and I think Brian Broaddus hit on it, I hit on it as well, and I hit on it when he was at Texas, is that when he was playing at Texas, playing the tackle position, he didn't have to be that heavy. He's really athletic, and you could see that about Connor Williams when he played at University of Texas. That's my squad, so I got to see him quite a bit because I could focus on their games. But he's very athletic. The thing with Connor Williams is he doesn't have, I feel, a little like the strength, maybe like a Ron Larry did when he played the guard position, where the reason why Ron Larry was so good was because he was so stout. He was a big boy. It's a big body. I don't feel like Connor Williams has that stoutness, and I feel like when we play games maybe against a Seattle, a New York Giants, or we're going against a Snacks Harrison, that's where he may have problems because he doesn't have that girth. But he has the athletic ability to really beat you to the hole, get you to the spot. You just got to really have to work on that strength. But I feel like he's going to be a huge key for our team going forward, and it was a great pick for the Dallas Cowboys this year. We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hello? Damn, why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
I told you guys it's hard being in this chair. Got a lot of stuff going on.
The hard knock life.
We have a phone call, which we're going to get to in just a sec. But before we do, let me bounce off the Connor Williams question and just ask you, and you guys can let us know what you think in the comments too. Which rookie is going to have the biggest impact this season?
That's so tough.
Everybody loves LVE. You got Connor Williams.
I like LVE.
Gallup.
I think Connor Williams might be the guy just because he's going to be penciled in from the starter from day one, and he's going to be counted on heavily.
Who?
Connor Williams.
Okay.
I think he's going to be because he's going to be counted on so heavily because he's almost penciled in as a starter from day one. He's already on the starting team.
Yep,
he's already on the first team, so he's going to be a huge key for the offensive line.
I probably should have asked this question first and then went in more specifically to Connor Williams, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and jump to the phone line then, and then we'll jump back here and see what people said, who they think's which rookie will have the biggest impact before we wrap the show up. So we're going to go to the phone line now. We got Chris Sweat on the line. What's going on, Chris?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on?
I can't call it. Man, I was wondering, what's y'all's thoughts on why we haven't ever used KD Cannon, man?
Well, that's a great question. Coming from Baylor, has the speed. I just feel like, Cowboys have their favorites. You know what I mean? Cowboys have their favorite guys that they bring in. You saw how when they drafted Cedric Wilson from Boise State, I feel like he has the Boise State protection. They have those guys that they like. And when you have guys that you like, it's kind of hard in anything. You know what I mean? When you play any kind of sport or any kind of job, if you know the boss has their favorites, it already puts you behind the 8 ball. It's like you got to go do. They can play in a preseason game and he can catch one pass and they love him. KD Cannon has to catch 6 passes just to get over him, just to get in that lineup. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that. That's like playing on a team and the coach is your partner's father, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's going to overlook you to get more play time for him.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what it is because nobody's even talking about KD Cannon. If you look at our receiving core, if you look at the pictures that they're taking, everybody's talking about Lance Lenore. Everybody's talking about Deontay Thompson. Everybody's talking about, Cedric Wilson. Nobody's even mentioning KD Cannon. So right there, this feels like he's behind the 8 ball and he has to have an all-world fantastic can't drop no passes camp to get on that roster.
Yeah, you got to go 110%. Man, but like you said, man, he coming out of Baylor, he was an excellent wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? He made big plays like Dez did. You know what I'm saying? Can go up and get the ball and contain the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think he was an excellent player. They just haven't given him a shot at trying to make the #1 spot.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I said, when you got your guys that they already have looked at and penciled in on the depth chart, it's hard to really crack that lineup. You have to play above and beyond those guys to get that look. And then even if you do play above and beyond, they're still going to watch every movement because if you slip up, your spot can get taken just like that.
Yeah. Y'all boys going to be at the first game against Carolina this year?
Hell to the yeah.
I got my tickets, man. Hopefully we can meet up, man. I'm being behind the end zone, section 101.
All right. Oh, you got a damn good seat.
Yeah, and hey, I'm already making my prediction, man. Super Bowl, we'll go 12-4 this year and win the Super Bowl. We're going to be playing Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. Well, I'll go by your prediction. I'll live off of that. If your thing comes to pass, I'm a happy man.
How about them
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys? Yeah!
Hey, we appreciate your phone call, big dog. Thank you for calling. Is this your first time?
I appreciate it, Pa.
No,
Hey.
he's been watching.
Okay.
Sure.
Just
Make sure you call back next week too.
Oh, yeah, I'll be on here with Joe.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
I wish more people would call in. Y'all ain't got to be scared. I like hearing y'all voices. Like,
I mean, we could get more people if we
y'all
wanted.
call in. I
But
mean, we're about to
we're gonna
end the
wrap it
show
up now.
so
Next
don't
week.
do it now.
Next week.
Don't blow the lines up now. But next week, I need some phone calls in. I hear y'all talking in, and I need to hear the regulars. Like, I need to hear your voices. People that call in here. I mean, who are on the show. Like
you just
every.
reminded me.
What?
Go ahead. You can finish your statement.
I was just gonna say, every people who are tuning in every single week, I need to hear your voices. Call in and just talk Cowboys football. It's all good. I hear you online, but I need to hear some voices too, so I can kind of match up the voices with the names. I kind of like that, so we can get a little more personable in here. We've been knowing each other a year. It's okay. Y'all can get cool. Well, we need to get closer. So
Speaking
call
of
in.
that, people joining the show. If anybody watching right now is interested in a little segment to come on the show and be a co-host, basically a guest host with Big Game James on Skype, we can set that up. Give us a message on the page. Me, producer G, will get with you, and we will figure out how to make you be more of a part of the show and get your face up here so you can Skype in and do a little guest segment with Big Game James. That would be fun. So
especially when the season starts.
If anybody's interested in that, message the page. Give us a thumbs up and all that. We're here every Sunday, so pick a Sunday that works for you. Make sure you got Skype. We'll make it happen, and that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be real fun.
Hey, you want to show people what's on your pinky because it looks like your finger's all swollen, but really you're wearing like a football there.
I'm wearing a football here, so
that's kind of interesting.
Don't trip off
if
me.
No one knew, it looks like you got a big deformed finger.
I do. It actually is deformed because if you look at that finger, it's broke
from playing sports.
Yep, from playing football actually. So it actually
like was it Brian Baldinger?
Yes, it's kind of one of them bad fingers.
He can twist it.
I put it on here because I got my little girls out there that brought them out here to the studio, and she said, put on a little football ring for your show. So I said, all right, if you want me to, I'll put on a little ring for the show. So shout out to Lily, shout out to Kenzie, and shout out to Natalia for showing me the way.
Joe Lucius said, "Give us more time to call in." Yes, I mean you can
You're
call
right.
in any time.
Not now,
but
though.
We haven't been. You're right as far as we haven't been asking you guys to call, but you could always call at any time. You can see the phone number scrolling across the top of the screen if you're watching live.
It's okay.
Somebody asked for a glory hole. Let me give the shout out.
They love the glory.
For it. It was Bam. Bam's always won glory hole.
Bam.
And it is a reminder.
Wait till you
I've been
see
here
this glory
when it
hole
was
crap.
glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory
When you
hole.
think Silver and Blue Nation, you think glory hole.
Just wait. I'm not. Just wait.
Because I love me some glory
I
hole.
love me some glory hole too.
Ted Trinidad said we don't claim Pac-Man Jones as a Cowboy.
We don't. But
Probably
he played
not,
for us.
but he did play. So
we don't claim him.
It's noteworthy.
But it was still
interesting.
funny.
And if you didn't see it, you should definitely go check it out. Ryan Dye said he hadn't. So
it's still a good video.
Make
Go
sure
on
you
my
check
page, you'll
that
see
out.
it. I post on the page.
It looks like any other fight you'd see at a regular place, like any regular human being. So except there was a knockout.
Yeah, it was a knockout, and I like her because she stayed in the middle of the whole time. She did not move when they was swinging. She was there. Like, she is a rider.
That was Pac-Man's chick?
I don't know. I don't know if she was his chick. It could be family.
I was like, whoa.
But yeah, you know why. She had some junk.
All right, so make sure you guys tune back in next Sunday. We're getting real close. Cowboy March said it himself, 10 days to training camp. And we got a lot of coverage coming your way. And if you missed, we had an interview with Taco Charlton and Jordan Lewis. That's good for a while. Jordan Lewis speaks about Chris Richard. So if you want to go check that out, go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe there, and you can see any videos we've ever put out.
Barbara Martin says it was his sister.
Oh, well.
So, yeah.
Good for
you
them.
can see why she was definitely.
They have good genes.
She looked like she could scrap for real. She looked like if she really wanted to bang, she looked like she had them hands too. For real.
Joe Lucia loves that glory hole too. So,
listen,
Hulk Logan.
It's coming. Wait till you
Hulk
see
Logan
it.
wants us to come out to Jersey for a Giants game. That would be fun. Terry Turner loves that glory hole as well.
Hey, Hulk. Now you know how you said that when we have this Patreon account, and I'm not even being funny, y'all. Trust and believe when I say this. But when we get that Patreon,
Well, they can go try to check it out now if they want.
Yeah, when we get the Patreon account, everything. You want us to come out to that game with y'all? We paying because I'm grinding hard in my jobs, whatever. But it does take bread. Fund that, so we can get out there and I can get you that exclusive. Feel me? Because I'm going to get this for y'all.
You want to go through and give some shout-outs before we sign off?
Oh, there's been hella people on here today.
Go see some people.
Where do I start? Ryan Dot. What? Go ahead.
I'll just put this text on the screen and where you can find our Patreon account if you guys are interested in supporting us.
Yes. Mark May, Hulk Logan, Joe Lucia, Lionel Montgomery, Tracy, Chris Sweat, Cowboys, Mart, Barbara Martin, Logan Dixon, Bam Franklin, as you know, like I said, Joe Lucia, Annette, as you know, Boothang, Matthew Shelby, Floyd. I'm not gonna say it, Floyd. I love you, dog. Giovanni Ramirez. It was so many people. Daniel Mezza, what's up, big dog? I ain't seen you in a while. I'm trying to find Todd Trinidad. What's up? James Willis, Juwan James as usual. Let me get some more. It's just been Terry Turner as usual. Wayne Pulley. So many people. Brad Wilson just jumped in there. It says Silver and Blue for life. Yes, sir.
Yes,
so many people have been on here today. If I didn't shout out your name, trust and believe you are important, and I give you much love and thank you for. If anybody jumps in here for just a second and tunes in, much love from us because we just want you to support the Silver and Blue Nation, Law Nation, DDP, Dallas Prospects, the new A-Team,
Phantom Sports,
EBSN Online, all our associates out there that's out there banging. Make sure you check us out. If you didn't check us out now, get out there on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. Hear our good voices. Just continue to support the nation so we continue to try to bring you the best coverage. Like I said, G's going to be out there August 14th to the 21st in California. He's going to try to get out there for camp because he's going to be in San Diego kicking it with his sister. Me and the Boothang, Annette, we're going to be out there around August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, trying to get that good coverage, kick it with them good Cowboys people, and bring the best for you. So please continue to support so we can bring the best for you.
Yes, and having said that,
I want me some glory hole. Can I get some more? Can I get glory hole one more time before we leave?
We can wrap up with some glory hole. Actually, let's just close it out. We'll finish the show with glory holes and Drew Pearson and all that, and everybody have a good time as we end the show. And Juwan James says favorite Sunday show. Definitely appreciate that. Everybody, all you guys that just give us these nice comments, we appreciate it. Make sure you guys give us a page rating. And again, if you didn't hear me say it before, if you just tuned in, you can become a co-host for a segment right here with Big Game James on Skype if you want to jump on here and be a part of this Voice of the Fan platform. So that's what we want from you guys. Make sure you message the page if you're interested in that. But until that time comes next week, that's Big Game James.
And that's producer G Voltron.
And now the show's over.
Peace.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
To announce the Dallas Cowboys selection, please welcome the University of Tulsa wide receiver, Drew Pearson.
All right. How about them Cowboys? I want to thank the Eagle fans.